Many leaders have come and gone, but there was one leader who never asked for power, who willingly gave up the power he was offered, and whose decisions shaped the future of an entire nation. This is the story of George Washington, the first president of the United States, and the man who defined what modern leadership truly means. George Washington was born in 1732. From a young age, he was calm, disciplined, and observant. At just 15 years old, he wrote a set of personal rules called the 110 Rules of Civility. These rules about behavior, leadership, and self-discipline became the foundation of his character. In 1775, war broke out between America and the British Empire. Washington was chosen to lead the Continental Army, but the situation was extremely difficult. His soldiers lacked proper weapons, clothing, food, and sometimes even hope. The British Army was the strongest in the world at that time, but Washington had something far more powerful: determination and courage. December 25th, 1776, became the turning point of the American Revolution. While the world was celebrating Christmas, Washington made a bold decision to cross the frozen Delaware River with his entire army during a stormy winter night. The cold was brutal, ice floated in the river, soldiers were exhausted, yet Washington pushed forward. The surprise attack that followed completely changed the direction of the war. It gave Americans renewed strength and became one of the most iconic moments in American history. Washington was not just a warrior, he was a master strategist. He created a secret intelligence network, known as the Culper spy rings, using coded letters, invisible ink, and secret messages. This spy ring uncovered British plans and protected American operations. Historians still consider it one of the most effective spy networks of its time. After the war was won, the people had only one choice for leadership: George Washington. They wanted him to be the president, but surprisingly, Washington initially refused. He feared that giving too much power to one person might create a system similar to a monarchy. But for the sake of unity and stability, he accepted the role and became the first president of the United States. After serving for 8 years, Washington could have easily remained in power. Some even suggested he should become a king. But Washington believed something very different. He believed that true power belongs to the people. And so, in one of history's most remarkable acts of leadership, he voluntarily stepped down from the presidency and returned to private life. Before leaving office, Washington delivered his famous farewell address, a speech still taught in American schools today. He warned the nation about 3 things. First, that political parties could divide and damage the country. Second, that foreign influence and alliances could weaken national independence. And third, that unity among citizens was essential for the nation's survival. Today, centuries later, these warnings still feel incredibly accurate. There is also a popular myth about George Washington, that he had wooden teeth. But this is completely false. His dentures were made from gold, ivory, and sometimes human teeth, but never wood. The wooden teeth story is simply an old misunderstanding that became popular over time. In 1799, George Washington passed away. What happened next was extraordinary. France declared 10 days of national mourning. Even the British Parliament, America's former enemy, stood in silence to honor him. Such global respect for a single leader is extremely rare. George Washington was not just the first president, he was the protector of democracy, the general who led against impossible odds, and the leader who proved that power is not something to hold on to, but something to give back to the people. This was the story of George Washington, a man whose leadership, sacrifice, and vision shaped a nation and inspired the world.